Long way, get the shit a long way, shit a long way. Long way, hit the long way, 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 shit a long way, 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 shit a long way. Gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way, gotta get the shit a long way, get the shit a long way. She don't really understand, man. Gotta know what she don't really understand, man. Tryna get a meal, but she don't understand. She be tripping every day, she be tripping every way. But I gotta get this shit a long way, yeah. Tryna get money every single way, tryna get money every single day, yeah. Get money every single way, every day. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. Every day we gotta get paid, yeah. I'm feeling like we be the new slave. No, we gotta finish rich. No, we gotta finish rich. Got a new bitch, she don't understand rich. Don't understand niggas gotta get rich. She don't understand, sometimes we gotta hit lit. No, we ain't hit lit. Tryna get the long way, yeah. Tryna get the shit the long way, yeah. Coach is tryna wrap up a entree, yeah. Told you the other day that did my palm strong. We gon' shoot the long way, we gon' get the long way, yeah. Yeah, get the shit the long way. My bitch be trippin' back and forth like the palm way. My name is Tari, I ain't playing games, so I'm done Tari. Yesterday she told me that she bout to leave, man. Said fuck it, bitch, we gonna get some money. Said fuck it, bitch, I'm about to get some money. So what I do today, I want to get some money, yeah. Cause we gon' get the shit the long way, yeah. We gon' get the shit the long way, yeah. Back and forth like the palm way, yeah. Man, I'ma get the shit the long way, get the shit the long way. Just the only way today, because they go with shit's crazy. We gotta wear a mask, we the new slaves, and we be wearing this shit like every day. We be okay, we gon' be okay, they gon' be okay, they gon' be okay for me, yeah. So we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, we gon' get the shit the long way, yeah, we get the shit the long way, yeah, cause we gon' be okay, we gon' be okay, yeah, we gon' get the long way, yeah.
2023, the year of SMD. How can I see? Because there's nobody like me. That's how I know. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, my name is LJ Young, the founder of SMD. Welcome. If you're new to the channel, welcome. All right. And so you're probably coming, so what do you do, LJ? I'm just here to share my gift. And my gift is that I now understand that there's a psychological part in capitalism. In all forms of it, there's a psychological part. And with this knowledge, I understand that no currency at all in any form, digital, physical, silver, gold, platinum, diamonds, rubies, whatever, right, doesn't exist for any debt slaves at all. Nothing. Know why? Because it's you. Everything is you, debt slaves. It's you. You guys are everything. You guys are everything. None of this would work without you. None of it. Okay? I understand that. But what I also understand that there's so far what I've discovered, I'm not going to say this is all parts, but when it comes to capitalism, there's a positive, negative, physical, and psychological. There's 4 parts. You guys, debt slaves, you guys are on the negative side of it. The physical, negative, it's all physical, but that's the economy you guys can see. But you guys don't know you're on the negative side of it all. And listen, you're choosing to be there too. Let me make sure you guys understand how this all works. You get to choose which side of the economy to be on, the positive or the negative side. So let me give you an example. Say like you believe you're a homeowner with equity, okay? If you open up your calculator, put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. You see that large negative number? That means you're on the negative side of the economy. That's what the calculator says. It says, look, you're on the negative side of it. Now, say like your neighbor owns the exact same house as next door to you. Everything's exactly the same, but they have no mortgage. They actually bought it, which is the only way you can buy a house is cash. There is no other way. Now you open up the calculator. There's nothing to put in it. See the difference? When you own a house, there are no numbers to put into the calculator because you own it. Got it? All right. But if you're one of the millions of people that believe you're a homeowner with a mortgage, that you believe you can buy one, hey, whatever, you're part. Now listen, that is also necessary. I understand. Let me tell you something. Let me help you guys understand something. Now that I understand there's a psychological piece in it, I respect it even more. What do I mean by respect? I never cheat on my taxes. Don't even think about it. Doesn't even come to my mind to ever do that because I know taxes are you. If I committed tax evasion, not only is it illegal, you can go to prison. The main thing is that I would be cheating on myself. When you understand how it works and you're cheating, that just, hey, wait a minute, why am I cheating? Because I don't understand how it works. That's why I'm cheating. Once you understand, I have full respect for it. It was always me. Listen, when you're a debt slave, you don't really understand what to do to get wealthy. There's so many videos and people telling you how fast you can do it. How fast you can do it. You're just confused. You don't even know. You're like, what? Who do I believe? This person with a lot of money, with a nice car, he has millions in real estate. Who do I believe? All you have to do is believe the calculator. That's all you have to do. If you ever want to come on the positive side of the economy and the psychological part of it, there's a requirement. You know what the requirement is? You must own yourself first. There is no other way to get here until you own yourself first. That's a requirement. And if you don't understand it, this is what I want you to say to yourself. I don't understand it. Don't blow it off like it's dumb or stupid. And if everything I'm saying is exactly correct on the calculator, you got to ask yourself, how come you're not believing the calculator? Not turning to me thinking I'm saying something dumb. When you put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal and you see that large negative number, you got to ask yourself, how come I don't believe the large negative number? That's all you have to say. And then one day maybe you're going to do it or maybe you're not. That's a choice. That's the moment you get to make a choice. You get to say, hey, wait a minute. How come that is? And then that's when you come see me and I'll explain the rest to you. With knowing this gift, the title of this video, the buy now, pay later businesses, those businesses are booming. You know what that means? That means the recession is here right now. You guys keep believing videos like the recession is coming. No, it's here right now, debt slaves. That's why those businesses are exploding, because you know what? Only debt slaves would ever use their services. They're making multi-millions of dollars now. Multi-millions. Do you see them partnering up with all the big businesses? You think the big businesses wanted to do that? No, they have to do it if they want to survive through the recession that's happening right now, debt debt slaves, they have to do it. That's not a choice. That's not a choice. If you need to make payments on a PlayStation or a shirt or some shoes, that means the recession's here right now. That's what that means. And to the pot now, when I step now, some of you guys can come, some of you guys can stay, but I'm gonna step over to the positive side of the economy now, so you can understand what's happening. Congratulations to all you buy now, pay later businesses. Congratulations to you. Congratulations. Congratulations. But you guys know, all you buy now, pay later businesses, you guys know you have a window. It's just a matter of time until the feds make their decision on what they're going to do. So you guys have a window. What you debt slaves don't know, you guys are high risk. That's why the interest rates are so high. Because what you don't understand is this: when they say, for an example, they do some of the buy now, pay later places say, "Hey, if you go with us, there's zero interest." You know why they say that? Because only debt slaves would ever use their services, regardless of whatever interest rate they're offering or not. Even if they was giving you some money to do it, I would never do it. If you're going to a Walmart and you got to break up your purchase at Walmart in payments, that means the recession's right now. Amazon, Target, what do you think they're doing it because they want to? They have to. Debt slaves, you guys are the only ones that don't know a recession's here right now. It's here. But on the positive side, again, congratulations to all you buy now, pay later businesses. You guys are killing the game, killing it. For all the debt slaves that don't know, that I can only imagine their numbers come Christmas. Oh, man, I cannot wait to see those numbers come out. Can you imagine how much money they made off of buy now, pay later services during Christmas time? Oh, congratulations to you all. Congratulations. That is free money, free. Everybody gets paid. They go ahead and pay Walmart and Target. They just take on the debt. No different than a car loan. No different. When you go finance a car, people will get a car and then they'll get mad and maybe they'll have the car a few months and they don't like it. Then they'll bring it back to the dealership and just drop it off. What you guys don't know, that car is not theirs anymore. They sold it. The bank owns that car now. The bank writes them a check and that's it. That deal is done. So when you bring that car back, it means nothing. You know what they're going to do? Call the bank and say, "Hey, come pick up your car." They dropped it off on our lot. Buy now, pay later, man. They are making so much money, especially now that the student loan debt got pushed another 6 months. Oh man, you guys have no idea when President Biden pushed that date. They knew they was about to bring in some cashola right there. Boom. I cannot wait to see those numbers. Woo. They're going to easily reach the billions. Easily. Damn. When you know the psychological piece, that's clear to see. It's nothing. It's not none of it's hidden. I'm looking right at it. You guys are the only ones that don't know. You guys think, hey, if I break up my payments, I can take the rest of the money and then I'll invest. You guys all run a program like you guys really have the money. Listen, only debt slaves use those types of programs and stuff like that. Those are debt slave things. If you're breaking up $150 item into 6, 7, 4, 5 payments, you're in debt. Because if you're doing that at the register, you should just look at yourself. Hey, I don't have the money to buy it. I know. Then why are you getting it? If you have to break it up in payments, that means you don't have the money to buy it. No different than a car. When you go on a car lot, you don't have the money to buy it. You got to break it up in payments. It's the same thing. But listen, you guys are going from cars to phones to gaming systems to now to like shoes, groceries. I mean, it's getting worse and worse. It's like, damn, they're just squeezing every fucking penny out of you guys, and you guys are doing it. It's like, and then I step on the positive side. Congratulations, all big companies. Congratulations to you guys, Walmart, Target. Great move, smart move. I would have did the same. Just had a person on my side. He was starting a business, and he was an Amazon seller. He didn't have that payment thing. He was like, man, I'm not selling nothing. I said, you better do like, why do you think Amazon themselves is doing it? He did it. He started getting sale after sale after sale. You better do that. The big companies are already showing you what you need to do. If you're a business, you better do what they're doing. When you go on Amazon, you notice that when you do your Amazon buys now, they got an option to break it up in payments. At first, it was confusing me. I was like, why do they keep defaulting? I mean, that was almost listen, when I was checking out, the payment radio button was selected by default. I was like, what? Hell no, I ain't making no payments on this purchase. Are you crazy? But I was like, wait a minute. It was there first. Yes, it was there first. They have to do that if they want to survive this recession. They have to do that. That's not a choice. That means you guys ain't got no money to buy what you just regularly need to buy. You guys don't even have the money. If you don't have the money, that means you can't shop. That's bad for business. Congratulations, Walmart. Smart move. I would have did the same. Sure would have. Believe that. But see, let me explain something to you guys so you can truly understand this. When you come to come learn what I offer as a service, you become recession proof. That's what happens. You become recession proof. That's what you'll become. You're like, oh, because you'll see how you'll be on the correct side of it. And then when you're on the correct side of it, you're going to be following all the laws and the rules and the financial this and that, everything that you're supposed to do in there, you're going to do it. Both sides are needed for balance. There must be some people that don't know, which is the majority. And there must be some people that know that, hey, this is why you follow the laws and rules. Okay, cool. I understand that it's all you anyway. You guys are taxes and fees and this and that. It's all you guys. So I'm not going to cheat that. It's like, because it's you. I don't even know if buy now, pay. I mean, listen, they're all over the world. You guys, listen, you guys. Buy now, pay later. I want you guys to make sure you're paying attention. Buy now, pay later businesses are all over the world. And guess where? In capitalist, probably in all capitalist countries. I get it. Totally understand. Okay, got it. Debt slaves, you guys are everywhere. You're not just here, you're everywhere. And the people that know are making multi-millions of dollars. It's legal. Nothing's wrong with it. They trust the calculator and you guys don't. That's the only difference. I don't even know. Are they publicly traded? Man, you guys better jump on board. I'm not giving no kind of I'm not a investment advisor. Don't take me. I'm not licensed for nothing, for shit. Okay. Don't take no financial investment advice at all. But hey, listen, just my opinion. They're gonna be making some money for a long time until the Fed make up their mind. Okay. So they're gonna be making some bread. So whatever their stocks are, I'm sure they're going up. And you don't even invest right away. Just go look. Just say, see if they're going up. It's a high gamble though, because you got to remember those companies are dealing with high, high, high risk people. Okay, they're dealing with high risk people. So you got to pay attention to when the student loan payments start up again, right? Because that's going to be, hey, you guys are going to have much decline in late fees. Nobody's going to be making their payments. As soon as those student loan payments start kicking in, they're going to lose. So I advise you to pay close attention to what the president's saying about those student loans starting up, because as soon as he says yes, you better get out. Because those buy now, pay later places, those are the first people that's going to stop getting paid. They're the first. They're going to be the first to not get paid. Okay, believe that, because they already knew what they was getting themselves into. So hey, you want some quick bread in a short few months? Hey, whatever, just. And remember, they're all over the world. Don't forget that. These places are all over the world, okay? Capitalism is everywhere. That means debt slaves are everywhere. They're making millions, billions, but they're probably in the billions by now. But they're making good money. Let's say it like that. If you got people going up to the register that got to break up a shirt or some shoes into 4 easy payments, the recession's here now, you guys. That's now. You got all these people on YouTube. Hey, everybody, watch out. It's coming. You guys are not even paying attention to what's happening right in front of you. This could probably be you looking on YouTube. Oh, my God. Just got done using a buy now, pay later some kind of buy now, pay later app to buy something that you win at home. And now you're listening. I wonder when the recession's coming. You're in it already, you debt slave. What are you talking about? You just broke a shirt up in payments. If you and all your friends use buy now, pay later, and you guys got several of them, because most of you guys do more than one. That's just, oh my God, they're just making money over money over money. You guys have multiple buy now, pay later. And so, listen, you guys are doing buy now, pay later, doing advances on your checks before you get the money. Oh my God. 24, mark my words, 24-hour delivery is coming soon. 24-hour delivery is going to be coming soon, because let's put it this way. I'm going to say what it is. This is what's going to happen, okay? Most of you guys have getting advances on your checks. You're doing the delivery 1099. You're not paying any taxes. You got car payments. You're doing buy now, pay later things. All that, man. That means you guys are going to be delivering shit all night, knocking on doors. I had a Spectrum rep knock on my door at 7:40 at night. Let me tell you something. Listen, I hope you guys are paying attention. A Spectrum rep knocked on my door at 7:40 at night. The recession is now, debt slaves. It's right now. That's why they're knocking on my door at 7:40 at night. Listen, they're paying somebody to do that. That person that's knocking on my door, that person's not doing it for free. They're paying that person. But guess who they're paying? Guess who that person is, debt slaves? It's you. The person that's doing 1099 delivery jobs, not paying any taxes at all, haven't paid them for years, getting advances on your check, getting 2 days ahead, whatever those apps are called. And then you do buy now, pay later, and you have several of them. And then you got car payments, gap insurance. That's you guys. You guys are going to be doing those deliveries 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. It's coming. That's without student loan debt even starting up. These buy now, pay later businesses, they are killing the game. They're not, listen, they're not talking to people like me or anybody like me. They know who you, it's you guys, debt slaves, you. When I saw them partnering up with all the big boys that been around for 50, 60 years, I was like, uh-oh. I said to myself, oh, they have to do that. Yeah, they have to do that. If they want to make any sales, I mean, not any sales, but I bet you right now, a large percentage, those afterpay places, I bet you they are a pretty large percentage of their gross revenue right about now. Can you imagine? Listen, you guys don't really even get it, right? Can you imagine the headache it must have taken to have to integrate to put, so there'd be a radio button for you guys to use the afterpay, whatever they choose, whatever company that they choose to do it. They got to pay somebody to do that, and then they got to run it through their whole system. Look how big Amazon is. That's not easy. That costs money. They look at the numbers. They're like, uh-oh, we're in the recession. Yeah, buddy, you better get on board. What's up, everybody? What's up, Gabriel? What's up, Flo? Omanike? Malika? What's up, Robert? Jacquees? What's going on? Hey, you guys been doing all kind of talking. I've been missing all that. What's up, Arlene? Say people are financing $5 items after Afterpay. I'm in tier, yeah. Just saw it on a clothing app. That's bananas. But if you're on the positive side of it, listen, that's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. But I want you guys to understand, the big boys had to play. Amazon, Walmart, Target, those guys don't act like they had a choice. They had to do that. Listen, especially Walmart. They most definitely had to do that. It's just business, not a big deal. I'm not calling them bad or evil or dumb or they got outwitted. No, this is just evolution. If you want to stay here, you got to understand evolution happens. But the wonderful thing about my business, math is, no matter what evolution happened, math will always be the same. That's the one thing I love about SMD. With this right here, it will always be the same because math will never evolve. 1 + 1 will be 2, no matter the year it is. LJ, about 250,000 people who took out mortgages in 2022 are underwater already. Of course. You guys gotta, like, when they build those communities, they got to put people in them because they can't stay empty. Now, the bank clearly knows who's going to stay in there the longest and who's not. Okay, it's really clear. One look at your credit report, they will know immediately. Here, let me give you an example. Say like you're married with 2 children, and then you go to the bank looking for a mortgage to buy a house. The bank runs your credit report and they see that you have student loan debt older than your kids. They're going to treat you differently because obviously you don't know that you cannot. There's two things there. Obviously, you don't know that first of all, you can't buy a house with a mortgage. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you most definitely cannot buy a house while having student loan debt because you have no money to buy a house. You're in student loan debt. You can't buy nothing. And then you're coming to the bank, and that tells them that you if you didn't pay off your student loan debt, you're most definitely not going to pay off a house. So they're going to assign you the appropriate mortgage for a person like you that doesn't know that. It's just business. It's nothing personal. It's really nothing personal. It's just business. So Flo, I'm getting rid of my debt. Selling the shit I can't afford to begin with. Thankfully, half of my stuff goes for more than I bought for. Okay, great. Still going into debt is dumb. Never again. Never again. Let me tell you something, Flo, and it don't even matter because I think Germany's capitalist too. I want to make sure people in different countries understand something. Okay, I want you to clearly understand this. If your country is capitalist, this all applies. Own yourself first. Okay. Once you own yourself, and then you're going to look at where you live and you're going to like, oh, this is how it works. Oh, taxes are not really bad. No, they can help you build wealth. Yes, they can. Taxes help you build wealth. They don't take away. When you listen to people have feelings, when they talk about taxes, they get really emotional. You know what that means? They don't understand how taxes work. How do I know this? They're getting emotional about them. They're getting angry or whatever feeling they attach to taxes. That means they don't understand them. That's why they're getting emotional about them. Because if you did, you wouldn't get emotional. I want people in other countries to get this. And then once you understand it, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be participating in your economy properly. Because if you don't, you'll just be cheating yourself. I love it though. I love what I do. Payments on rent is inconceivable. I know, right? And Monique said, yeah, they're doing that right now. People can make payments on their rent. Now, I want you guys to listen closely. Do you believe that the person, the building owner or whatever wants to do that? They have to do that. If they want to survive, they have to get what they can get in the economy, the recession that's happening right now. All you guys got to do is look. But listen, but if you're the one making payments, using Afterpay, using these apps to get advancements on your checks, you're doing a lot of 1099, you're not paying your taxes, you can't see that because you're in it. You are it. That's why you can't see that, because it's you. You're it. Like if you think overdraft protection is really for your protection, that means you are the overdraft protection. Because you don't know that's not really, they're not protecting nothing. They're protecting you from yourself and you're paying them for it. But hey, listen, that's just business. It really doesn't matter. It's just business. They can't afford to pay in full, yet they have dogs. I know. A lot of people got pets. What's up, Tyler? What's going on? I've heard they make you pay rent for pets too. That's insane, right? But when I saw the numbers on the buy now, pay later businesses, that told me, listen, that confirms the recession is here right now. It's happening now. That confirms it. They're making multi-millions of billions, if not billions of dollars already. And we're just at the beginning of 2023. I don't see no changes out there, so it look like they're gonna be making some money for quite a while. But listen, buy now, pay here businesses, you guys have a window, okay? And if you guys making this money, I'm sure you guys already know that. I'm sure you guys already know you have a window. You have a window until the feds make their decision of whatever they decide they're going to do. You have a window until that window. When that window happens, though, that's it. Everything's shut down. You guys' business is over. No, hey, listen, for the older people, I want you guys to compare buy now, pay later places to the quick loans way back in the day where you could drive up and you can get a loan for like 2 weeks. I forgot the name of those businesses, but those were like, you guys don't understand, the younger generation, you guys don't understand, but once those were physical places that you drove up. Now, if you drove up in the parking lot of one of those places and parked and walked into the establishment, that means you're a debt slave. And that was me. I want you guys to understand, when I was in my late 20s, baby, I was using those places a couple times. I did it quickly and got out quickly because it just, something didn't make sense to me about it. I was just like, this doesn't feel right. But those places this is the same thing. You guys probably don't even pay attention to some of the interest rates on some of them loans, man. They are killing the game. Listen, debt slaves. You guys are going there because you haven't been making your payments. You haven't been making your payments on your other stuff. That's why you guys are using them. Then they tell you, hey, 4 easy payments of this. 9 times out of 10, you guys are not going to make those payments on time. And guess what? Interest kicks in. I guarantee you it kicks in. Guarantee it kicks right in. It kicks in. Soon as you guys are late, probably 1 day too, they probably just kick that interest in. 1 day late, 1 minute after, who knows what they say in that contract. They could probably put anything in those contracts. You guys are not reading nothing because only debt slaves use those things. Still, fiat supply gets created at exponential rates. We are just as bad as the government, racking up debt. All right, let me share something with you, Flo. Once you understand that there's a psychological piece in capitalism, you'll understand the paper money itself is irrelevant. When they talk about like printing and this and that, and it's making it go up and down, that's for the debt slaves. So they'll believe whatever they're telling them. I understand that it's not the money, it's them. Everything is them. Most people are there because they're choosing not to trust the calculator. That's why they're there. That's a choice. To be on the negative side of the economy must have balance. Again, there must be people that know, and there must be people that don't know, and it must be balanced. The people that don't know are there by choice. When they start saying, hey, when people, let me not get in. I don't want to get too deep in that kind of stuff. Payments on monthly rent, you pay a deposit and monthly rent for your pet, pay monthly for parking space. I know it's just bananas, man. They're killing the game. Would you say, Monique, I don't have pets, no deposit, no payment for parking, love, all utilities included. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I want Flo, is Germany capitalist? Are they capitalist? Oh, he said highly socialist. Okay, and I know about tax break on assets versus liabilities. Well, let put it this way, Flo. The stuff that you're taught about assets versus liabilities, that's book stuff. What I'm saying is that there's a psychological piece in capitalism, and then once you understand that, then you look. Okay. Let me give you an example. When you use the word assets, okay, let's go with because I really want to explain this to people. When you use the word assets in a financial way, first you have to realize that the word asset is positive and negative. Okay. What determines if that word is positive or negative is the person using the word. Okay. So if a person with a mortgage on a house and believes they're a homeowner, and then they call their house an asset, they are using the word asset negatively, because if you have a mortgage on a house, you own nothing. So they're using the word asset negatively. Now, if that same person had a house with no mortgage and they said my house is an asset, that person is using the word asset positively. Same thing that goes with the word liabilities and that nature. Those are all positive and negative words, but it counts on who is saying the word. Like if you go to a financial advisor and they say you can invest, you invest, keyword invest, you can invest while having student loan debt, they're using the word invest negatively, because you cannot invest while having student loan debt. Queen Brenda says, hey LJ, I am new on your channel, and so far I am learning a lot. Once I get rid of my debt, I can get out of debt slave jail. Yes. And it's a psychological thing too. And I want you, and Queen, I want you to do this because it is a psychological thing. And once you get to zero, you will understand it. But say that to yourself. If I don't get out of debt, I'm a debt slave. Just keep saying it, because you got to remember the first step is to know you're a debt slave. That's the hardest part. That is the hardest part, to accept that you're a debt slave. That's the hardest part. Imagine how many people might be listening to this later on, because remember, all my videos they will always be valid no matter the year they're listened to. They will always be valid. Imagine how many people listening to this podcast video sitting in their mortgaged house, outside in the driveway are mortgaged cars, multiple credit cards, finance, refrigerator, washer, dryer. You have to accept that none of you own nothing. Like debt slaves don't know that payments are the very thing that should be telling you that you don't own it, because you're making payments to the owner. You know how many people believe they're homeowners with mortgages? And I want you guys to understand something too. When you understand how this works, you guys hear me saying this out loud, right? Saying this out loud. I'm speaking English. Debt slaves cannot hear me. Watch this. I'll say this out loud. You cannot buy a house with a mortgage. They have no idea what I just said. That they don't even know how to process that. They were just like, what do you mean? What? Huh? This is what I mean for the people that want to understand and come to the positive side of it. I can say that out loud. They have no idea what I'm saying. Nothing. They have, what is he talking about? That's okay. Think about how many millions of people finance cars and think they got the car on sale. Millions think like that. Hey, my car is worth this and my car is worth that. No, all you got to, debt slaves don't know this is the value of every debt slave's car. All they have to do is call the bank and get the balance. If you want to listen, debt slaves, if you want to know the value of the car that you're making payments on, call the bank and ask them for the balance on your loan. That's how much your car is worth. It's not the actual blue book value of the car. It's how much you owe the bank. That's the blue book value on your car. Call a bank and say, "Hey, what is my loan balance?" And then they'll tell you, and that's how much that car you're driving is worth. I know that now. I'm working on hard with my income to pay off credit card debt, no mortgage, and no car payment in my life. Congratulations, especially on the car payment. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, everybody. When I was a debt slave, I was a six-figure earning debt slave, and I wanted to show all the other debt slaves that I was making six figures. So I did car payments. Car payments. Sure did. Lexuses, all that. All that. Oh, yeah. Look at Linnell's car. He's making money. Is he making payments? That's why, see, this is what I want you guys to understand this too. Once you come on the positive side of the economy, right, you'll no longer care what somebody drives. Why? Because if they're making payments, it doesn't matter who's driving the car. So if somebody rolled up on you in a brand new Cadillac Escalade, telling you how much the truck cost, hey man, this truck is $70,000, $80,000. You turn to them and say, "Are you making payments?" They say yes. Then why are they telling you the price of the truck? Like they had the money to buy it. They didn't have the money to buy it. Why are they telling you the price? They're making payments. Anybody that rolls up with a brand new car and you figure out what it is, look up and say, how much, see how much that car costs brand new or whatever year they bought. And then you look at yourself and say, does that friend of mine have cash? Did they have enough cash to buy that car in cash? If the answer is no, that tells you they're making payments. And if they're making payments, it doesn't matter who's driving the car. My ex saved up for 2 years and bought her BMW in one fell swoop. Good, good. However, from what I learned, you should only buy a car that costs a maximum 2 months paychecks. Uh, this is what I say. Just if you just stick with this rule, only buy a car when you have the cash. If you stick with that rule, only buy a car when you have cash, you will know exactly how long it's going to take you to buy the car you want. It'll be easy. You'll be like, okay, I got to buy a car in cash. Yeah. Okay. How much is the car that I want that I have to buy in cash? 5,000. Then you say, okay, how long is it going to take me to save up 5,000? Bam. You got all the calculations figured out. Boom. Done. Just that easy. It's really easy. People make it complicated. It's like this. Say like I want an $80,000 Cadillac Escalade. All right. Well, I better get to saving. Because that's 80,000 that the car maker wants, and then the state taxes, they're gonna want their money too, so it's gonna be more than 80,000. You got to have all the money. Hey man, let me tell you something. When you get on the positive side of it and you understand the psychological part in it, taxes, man. You guys don't even understand the kind of brain it must have taken to create that. You guys don't even get it. You guys don't even understand it. That takes some brain power right there. That's brain power. To see how it flows and works, and it's like, damn, I didn't see that. Nope, didn't see that. Now, when you hear people complaining about taxes, I look and say, do you got car payments? Do you have student loan payments? You got collections? Are you behind on your wash and dry payments? That's the problem. It's not taxes. It's that is the problem. And then when you look at all the channels on YouTube telling you guys how to get rich fast, oh man, Hey, listen, okay. All you channels that do that, because you guys don't understand. There's like hundreds of thousands of them that tell you guys to do this. You guys can do this. Listen, as long I'm talking to the channels, the guys that tell you that you can make you wealthy fast. I'm talking to you guys. Listen, as long as you're doing it legal, I don't care what you guys do. Okay, that's called business. I will never get on and try to destroy your business and say, oh, you're full of crap, and then prove you wrong using mathematics. I would never do that unless you invite me to do it. Okay, if you invite me to do it, you do that at your own risk. But I'm gonna just tell you now, even if somebody's thinking about doing it, I'm gonna destroy you with mathematics. Okay, I'm just let you give you heads up. Think about your business. Think about your business first before you do something like that. As long as you're doing it legal, I don't care, man. I really don't care. Because I see some of the channels out there, man. They just be, it's like, okay, I'm going to give you guys a few signs, okay? If you're following a financial channel that always shows stacks of money in it, that's probably the wrong channel to find. That's probably the wrong channel to follow. Because you got to think, okay, I'm gonna just give you guys something to look at. If they're talking to you about finances, why they got that fake money in front of you? You know that's not real. Okay, first of all, I hope you don't think that's real money. Okay, I hope you don't think that. I really hope, but whatever, right? You got to ask yourself, why do they have that money on the table if you're talking to me about finances? What's that got? Nothing. That's for you to believe what they're saying. That's to attach, because this is the problem. You guys are the money. It's you. So that's why you're always chasing it, because you don't know it's you. Once you understand that, once you own yourself, come on the positive side, you'd be like, oh shit, I was just chasing. I was chasing. Yeah, it was me. It was me. It was me the whole time. I was chasing the wrong thing. I was the money. Said my transportation is city bus, much cheaper than having a car. Yeah, some cities you don't really need to do that. Like where I live, I need a car. Sup, Shaya? Hello, hello. Enigma. Enigma says Grant Cardone recently said something wild. If you make 400,000 per year, you're a loser. Like if I read something like that, you guys got to understand something. When I see stuff like that, I know he's not talking to me. I know he's not, and it has nothing to do with the 400K. Okay. I'm just saying to you, he's not talking to me. If I was making $100,000 a year and I saw that, I would be like, oh, he's not talking to me. He's talking to people to say, oh, wow, this is what he really wants. Okay, let me tell you by saying something like that. Wow, 400,000. What do you got, man? Because you got to remember, the majority of you guys have never seen 400,000. First of all, that's why he's putting 400,000 in the statement. So you can look at it like, oh, wow. So because you've never seen it. Now you're going to go over there to see what he's talking about. If he's talking about people that make 400,000, what's the secret? And then you guys just fall right in. It's just business. It's nothing personal. It's just business. The majority of you guys have never seen 400,000. No, excuse me. The majority of you guys have never seen $100,000 a year, let alone 400,000. So if you see that, you're going to automatically go over to see what Grant is talking about by saying that, and that's what he wants you to do. It's just business. Grant uses the same thing. He stacks of money. I've seen him do that several times. He always starts one of his videos off with some fake money. Why does he do that? So you guys pay attention. He's flicking you. When you see him flick that money, that's you in that stack. He's flicking you. Are you a hardcore minimalist? I'm slowly getting rid of everything and owning nothing. When you understand the psychological part in capitalism, you don't have to be what is called a minimalist. First of all, that's a word. Okay, first of all, that's a word. Okay, I want to make sure so I don't offend minimalists because I don't want them to even tie them. Because people that live like that really don't call themselves that. They don't say, "Hey, I'm a minimalist. This is the way I love to live." Because when you own yourself, you really don't want as much shit as you used to have because the majority of the stuff is financed anyway. But when you pay for shit in cash and you understand the psychological part in capitalism, you don't really want unnecessary stuff in your life. It's a freedom. Less shit you're responsible for. It is almost now there's different people that want it more than others, but it's pretty much all the basic because the majority of people that live like that, and they probably have never even heard somebody say this, but they own themselves. The people that live like that are usually not in debt. They don't really, the majority of those people that don't even, they're not in debt. I bet you they didn't even know that their credit reports are owner ledgers. They don't even know by their credit report tells the whole world that they own themselves, which millions of people do not. I like when I hear the word minimalist and the person's debt free, I'm like, I'm sure they don't want to be called that because when you have no debt and you understand the psychological piece in capitalism, and then you understand phantom income, what happens, you don't have to be the cost of things for us is different for you because you guys have to finance everything. You guys have to finance your whole entire life to buy food, clothes, water. You pay everything with a credit card. That means financing. We have the money to pay for the bills, the normal bills on time. We have the money to pay for things yearly, which is a considerable less of a cost than monthly. If we could pay for things by the year, that's what we do. Not only is it less money, it's less another one more thing that is no longer in your brain to be responsible for. Because when you own yourself, that monthly thing you guys do, that's a program. Month after month after month, that's a program. We don't live like that no more. We don't go by month to month unless it's the lights or it's the internet bill that they don't do it by year, whatever, right? But even that's all on automatic. Drug Hour says debt slaves make my job at a bank at a bank harder. To be honest, when I do wealthier people transactions, their body language is very relaxed and stress free. Okay. I bet I could listen. Let me tell you something, Drug Hours. I couldn't imagine working at the bank and understanding the psychological piece in capitalism. You will see exactly how the bank works. You don't need no degrees. You don't need to have this college degree from Oxford University. You don't need none of that to understand exactly how your bank is doing business. You better believe the people don't really understand that. Debt slaves, you guys don't understand because you guys sell the time in your life. That's what you guys do. You don't even know you do that. When you finance a car, when you use Afterpay, you're financing the time in your life because now you got to go work to pay that debt. And guess what you use to earn the money? You have to use the time in your life to earn it. And if you're the one of the young people that's like, oh, F that, I'm gonna sell drugs, man. They can't get my money. You know what you're risking? You're risking the time in your life to pay. Now you're risking the time in your life to pay to be part of the system because they're going to use you now. Now you're going to work and you're going to make $1 a month. Working 8 hours a day, every day for a whole month to make $1. Making whatever they tell you that you're going to make, and you're going to be happy to make it because you're going to be outside the prison. When you ain't got no debt, stress, let me tell you guys something. Let me tell you something, okay? Stress doesn't exist. Did you guys know that? Most of you guys think stress is part of life. No, it's not. Stress is not part of life. That's a choice too. Say like you have a person in your life that always stresses you out. Well, if you know they stress you out, why you keep them in your life? That's a choice. You're choosing to do that. Let me give you a fast forward. Once you start removing the outside people causing the stress in your life, that's really the easy part, to cut off the people that's causing stress in your life. The hardest stress is dealing with the ones that are within yourself. They make the outside ones look like a piece of cake until you start dealing with the ones that's within yourself. That's a whole different level then. Whole entire different level. But once you conquer both, oh man, that's it. Ain't no going back. I hope you guys hear my voice. There's no going back for me, ever. Dr. LJ, what exactly is the psychological aspect of capitalism? From what I've gathered, it is a delusion of thinking you own when you don't. Is that correct? So let me give an example. And this is a psychological part of capitalism, okay? And what I'm saying is 100% mathematical fact, okay? Now, here's an example. Millions of people believe they're homeowners. No, excuse me. Millions of people believe they can buy houses with mortgages, when they can clearly just open up the calculator, put in their mortgage payment minus their mortgage balance and hit equal. The calculator will clearly show them that they own nothing, because that's a large negative number. Everybody knows that. That's on the other side of zero with negative signs in it, way down in there too, way down there. They all taught us this in elementary school. When you see a large negative number and then you look at the number chart, if you're looking at it, you look to the left of it, it's in red and there's negative, and then you look at the number of that you see on your calculator, that means you got to go way down there. That's way down there. Loan means you don't own. But listen, then you come on the positive side of the economy. Then you're like, oh, okay, that's what they believe. Okay, how do I invest in that stuff that creates the money so they can get loans to get homes? That's called business, but you're on the positive side of it now. Now you invest in the companies that give them the money to give them the loans, or however that shit works. Because that's forever. The debt slaves will never, ever have the money to buy a house, ever. So mortgages are forever. They will forever believe that they own a house with a mortgage. That's called business. There's nothing wrong with that. You're just if you have a mortgage and you believe you're a homeowner, you are on the negative side of the economy. That's it. It's nothing, just on the wrong side. Come on the positive side of it, and then you'll start investing in the businesses or companies that provide the money for people to get mortgages. What's up, L Selector? Being in car debt never made sense to me. People paying 70K for a car they themselves never made sense. And see what I'm saying? Even when you say that, people paying 70K, they're not even paying anything close to that. People barely have the down payment on cars. That's why the majority of people that drive up in a new car and tell you the cost of the car, that's to impress you. You got to ask yourself, if the person's making payments, why are they telling you the full price of the car? They didn't even have the money to buy it. There's only one way to buy a car, and that's cash. There is no other way. Shout out to T Cizon for the $100. Much appreciated, sir. Much, much, much appreciated. Happy New Year, LJ. A little something to help you out through the recession. Thanks for your time, energy, and passion. Hey, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I don't know. It kind of makes me feel like I was just on the sidewalk, and and Tyler's coming out of Starbucks with his big furry warm coat on, hopping in his Mercedes Benz, and saw me on the side with a cup out and dropped in 100. Said "Merry Christmas." But you know what? That's just me. Maybe I'm wrong, Tyler. I don't mean. Maybe you're wrong. Like, I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Shay says, Professor LJ is speaking straight flames tonight. Paying the debt with time equals slavery. Sure does. Time is the most valuable thing on earth. Listen, once I own myself, I never forget that now. Time is the most valuable thing. Time is the most valuable commodity on earth. And what's so crazy, this was so crazy now that now I can see, right? I already knew my time here on earth wasn't forever. Of course, there's graveyards everywhere. That means people don't live forever. Now, when you're young, you forget that for some reason. It's totally, you think that's just so many years away. That's going to nobody's guaranteed to get to 80. Who told you that? Oh, I worry about it when I turn 70 or 50 or 40. Who told you was going to get to any of those ages? I know men. Hey, listen. From 18 to 53, I mean, even before that, I remember it started when I was in grade school. I had a friend die. We was in grade school. There were many people that I started out with growing up that didn't make it to this age. You totally, hey, and then when you selling your time, risking your time for selling illegal, listen, here, okay, let me give you another one. Here you are. You come to America, America says, hey, if you sell cocaine, that's illegal, okay? And if you get caught, you're going to prison. You cannot sell, listen, in the key words, you cannot sell illegal drugs here. But you can sell legal drugs here. Legal drugs you can sell. So you got to go through a process. You got to go through some school, and you got to get this and that state requirement, federal requirement, this and that. You got to be free of criminal crimes or whatever the statute and the rules that they say for you to sell legal drugs. That's what you do. That's all you got to do. That's all they're saying. You can't do it that way, but you can do it this way. You think prescription drugs are going to ever stop? Never, ever. That's never stopping. Those are the fields to get in. Hey, become a prescription drug salesperson, something, or get involved in taxes. Because debt slaves are terrified of taxes. Terrified. Terrified of the IRS, terrified of IRS agents going to come kick in the door. If you just follow the fucking rules, they won't do that. Hey, the IRS will freeze your account. Not if you're following the rules, they won't. This lady today wrote a check for $24,000 for a credit card payment. I was kind of thrown off because who would want to be paying that much on something like that? But to each their own. Well, this is all you got to remember too, drug hours. Okay. When you see somebody drop 24,000, that means pretty much they know how it works. Okay. It's you got to remember when you understand when you're out of debt, you understand what it really is. It's a tool. It's more of a protection tool because you got to remember credit card companies have trillions of dollars. Everybody has a pattern. All of debt slaves have pattern. All the banks have to do is look at their credit report and see their pattern and see what they do. 9 times out of 10, the person dropping this 24,000, I guarantee you they're probably not even in debt because people that drop 24,000 are usually not in debt. They're using the protection of the credit card. So if they're buying something online or they're just purchasing something like that or run and their card gets swiped, all they got to do is call the credit card company and say it wasn't me. It'll be clear by the pattern that they've created with the credit card companies over years that they don't scam the credit card company. That will be obvious. So like when that happened to me a couple times already, I'm off the phone with the credit card company in like 5-10 minutes, and I'm done. They got a new credit card on their way coming to me. It's a quick transaction. Boom, boom, boom. It's done. Because they can tell by my pattern that I don't do stuff like that. One look at my credit report, they will know no business owns me because they'll clearly see I have no debt. So they'll know I won't be doing stuff like that. Like, here's another example. Say like and this is just my opinion, just what I would do. Say like I was an IRS agent, okay? And then I had been tasked to see if somebody's doing tax evasion. The first thing I'm gonna look at is their personal credit report. That's the first thing I'm gonna look at. Because you guys have no idea what your personal credit report really is. It tells about the business of you, how you've been treating the business of yourself, what you've been doing to yourself, how you financially treat yourself. What do you do? Do you not fund your own business? Do you pay back your debts that you borrowed from other people with your business of you? Your credit report will tell me right away if I'm on the right track or not. Right away. Because you guys will get like illegal money, and then you'll go finance a car in your name, with no job, go rent a house in your name and get things in your name it just makes, then you got to account for all that. It's like, okay, well, you had this car for 3 years and you've been making the payments. How you been doing it? If they're knocking on your door, they already have probably sent you a whole bunch of letters, and you just probably been ignoring them all. And your numbers got to, plain and simple, your numbers got to match their numbers. And if they're there, your numbers are not going to match their numbers. That's why they're there. Maybe they want to see if you're going to just be lying about it or something. Who knows? For sure, he's definitely not dropping 24,000. You're not a debt slave. Nah. Before those TV home shopping networks, there were layaway in stores, such as what sure was. Walmart dropped layaway. I remember Walmart dropped layaway like what, 2 to 3 years ago, or maybe less than that. And then they hired the Afterpay right away because they wasn't making no money off of layaway. Like, think about it. Even back in my days as a kid, I didn't know what layaway meant. But if you're getting a whole bunch of stuff and you got to make payments on it, guess what? You are a debt slave. I'm surprised. Listen, when I think about it, I'm surprised they let people do that for free. You know how much responsibility that is? A whole bunch of carts of stuff, and they had to keep track of who made what payments, and if they did or didn't, the stuff got to go. Can you imagine the nightmare that must have been? That must have been a nightmare. This buy now, pay later thing, it's damn near like a blessing in disguise. Walmart still gets the people that still spend regular money, and then on top of that, they get the people that really ain't got no money using payments. If you're making payments on your groceries, she wasn't. She had a high amount in her account. Okay, yeah, she wasn't. She had a high amount in her account, especially savings, but I just never seen nothing like that, honestly. So I thought was strange, but she was good. And you know what's so crazy? And that's what I want you to understand, drug hours. I want you to put this in your head. I want you to say something out loud to yourself. Do whatever it takes so that it is not strange to you. Seeing that it's strange is a clue. Remember, that's a perspective. And if that 24,000 is strange to you, that means there's another level that you haven't reached yet. You want that to never be strange to you. You want to be the one to walk in and drop 24,000 on a credit card. You want to be that person to see. Now you got to just think of, wait, what am I going to do to be that person? I'm going to tell you right now, the first step is to own yourself. If you ever want to be the person to drop $24,000 on a credit card, step one, own yourself. Anybody listening, everybody listening. Step one is own yourself. Your credit report is an owner's ledger. Okay? They keep track, it keeps track of all the businesses that own you. That's the purpose of it. It's just business. Nothing's wrong with it. Hey, but if you look at it as a good thing and you worship your credit score, that's a perspective. That's just the way you're looking at it. It makes no mathematical sense, but if you want to look at it that way, that's your business. And then there's the positive side to look at and clearly see what it is. It's an owner's ledger. It keeps track of all the businesses that own you. And until they get all their money back, they're going to own you until they're going to own you until they get their money back. Like when you get out and create a business, would you like somebody to come and borrow money or take money from you and just not pay it back? Then why are you doing it to them? Or why are you trying to do it to them? You have to own yourself first. Time and our brain are the best asset and commodity. You know what's so crazy too, Gabriel? I remember when I first quit my job, after I got out of debt, quit my job, I'm going to tell you guys something. For the first, I'm going to say 3 months, almost 4, all I did was sleep. I was sleeping so much, I was feeling bad. Oh, I feel like a bum and this and that and blah, 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 right? I realized, you know what I realized now, this is after the fact. I realized that was my brain thanking me. Because if you think about it, the only way that your brain can repair itself, you got to be asleep. Your brain controls everything. Like when you go work out and say like you worked on legs that day, right? You have the option to not really use your legs that much because you want them to recover. So you just stay off of them. You don't really walk on them. You definitely don't put more weight on them and go work. You just give them a break. The only way you can give your brain a break, you must go to sleep. So I slept for like 3-4 months. Then after it was almost like, okay, when my brain had enough to catch up for, I guess, all the years of 40+ hour work weeks, getting called in the middle of the night, still having to go to work the next day, all that. It was like my brain was just catching up. Just, oh man, we got to get all this sleep. It was like lovely sleep. Like when you see all these people say, sleep is for suckers. I'll sleep when I die. I want you guys to understand something. They're saying that they're not allowing their brains to have any type of brain repair. How sharp are you going to be and how long you think you're going to be sharp? Your brain does everything. You can't do nothing without it. And you don't give it any repair time? Nah, cat. Nah. Number one in my book is sleep. Believe that. I get my sleep. Sometimes people, man, you still sleeping? Sure am. Sure am sleeping. You got that right. When you understand psychological capitalism, you realize you are way ahead of the average person. Way ahead. I know you guys think I'm joking when I say this. You might as well step on like the Star Trek transport beam and beam yourself to another planet. That's what it feels like. I could talk about this out in the open. Hey, you can't buy a car with a car loan. You guys have no idea what I just said. What are you talking about? You can't buy a car with a car loan. Millions of people do it. I just financed the car the other day, 0 down interest rate. Now, if the car's worth value and I gain this much equity, I mean, you guys just be running the fucking program just like a robot. hey, I bought this house 6 months ago, and then it appreciated, and then I got the loan, and then I took this money, and that's a program, you guys. None of that is true. They didn't buy anything. You can't buy nothing with a loan. I want everybody to hear me. You cannot buy anything with a loan. Now, and all the SMB followers, you hear what I just said? Debt slaves have no idea what I just said. Watch, I'll say it again. You can't buy nothing with a loan. They don't know what I just said. They what? Huh? Well, what are you talking about? You can't buy nothing with a loan. What are you talking about? I just got that refrigerator. I just got that refrigerator with the TV screen in it, and I'm making payments on that. It's in my house. What are you talking about? I didn't get it. See? Crazy. Hold on for a second. When you're on the positive side of the economy, life is beautiful. The things you guys do. LJ, is it bad to start investing in real estate by getting mortgage under LLC? This is what I suggest you do, Aaron. Go find you a professional licensed investor in your area, but they must be personally debt free. You tell that person what you want to do. Hey, I'm going to start this and that and do blah, blah. That person with no debt, the investor must not have any debt. That's a requirement. Good luck on finding them, but I bet you this person's going to be hard to find, but you must find them. You tell them what you want to do, and they'll tell you exactly what you need, whatever you're deciding to do, and they'll make sure it's right the first time. So they take out all the guessing. They will file the paperwork properly with the whatever rules or regulations that they live in. So when your paperwork is filed, the state will know it's filed properly because of the way it will be filed. It's separate from personal. Okay. Just talk to a professional. That's what I suggest. What's the news, Robert? What's the news? Hold on, let me paste this link. See if anybody will come up here. You don't own the refrigerator with the television screen in it. The refrigerator owns you. Yep. When you have a mortgage, the bank owns you. Yep. Or the car dealership owns you. Yeah. You guys got to remember, physical slavery is illegal. Okay. So between you and the bank, they just put a house, they put a car. So they own you through the items. They own you through the car. It's not the car, it's you. The car can't pay them interest. The house can't pay them interest. You pay them interest. What's up, Robert?
Hey, good evening. I just caught you. How's it
How you
going?
doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I was going to tell you about the news.
What?
I got a letter from Capital One, like you know how you do a credit report, right?
Okay.
Well, I got a letter said they gonna start taking medical bills off your personal credit report starting this year.
I heard about that.
Yeah, they saw it came up and said if it's like $500 or below, it'll come off immediately.
Mhm.
Anything over 1,000 is going to be taken off later this year. Now it's like, I know why they did that.
Yeah, tell me. Let me see your version. Let me hear what you think. Why they did that?
So it's easier for you to get a mortgage.
Yep, sure is. You got that right. So the credit score go up.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And think about how many of them listen, because you got to remember we're in the recession right now. They just don't know.
Yes.
They got it. Now they can get approved for a mortgage with medical debt gone.
Yep.
Because they can think about it, because they can bankrupt it anyway. They just don't. They just choose not to for some unknown reason. But
And plus, it won't show up. They,
wow,
yep, the Chapter 7 one won't show up.
Chapter 7 won't show up. What are you talking about?
Like the reason why they taking it off, because when you file for a mortgage, like if you did, let's say you filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, right? It's going to show up, right?
Right.
But if you just wipe out the medical debt completely, that way
Right.
it's easier for them to get a mortgage without anything
Correct.
showing up at all.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That's exactly true. You're right. Yeah. Yeah.
And
They see the way they do it. It's like, you know,
Mhm.
when they do stuff like that, that's when I want to hear that symphony music. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yes,
to be
I
now.
do.
I understand when you look at those symphonies, who do you see? All white people, right? You just
Mm-hmm.
I want to sit in the audience with them now. I'm be like, oh, now I'm listening. Now I get it.
Yep. I
Now I
did
get
that
that
one.
music.
I did that one time before too. When I was in Tabwater, sit there and watch the symphony orchestra. It was just a
Mhm.
bunch of there, and I sat there. I was like, oh, it makes total sense.
Man, it makes total. Then you see the buy now, pay later companies here. You're just like,
Oh,
wow, that's a
I'm glad.
symphony.
I'm glad you brought that up. I was in front of Rainbow. It's this store where hey, I'm gonna say it like this. It's a hood red store where a bunch of girls like get their clothes. They go to the club, right? And
Mhm.
right inside the mall, back off the mall, in front of the mall, in front of it, it says by the company that's like buy now and you can make 4 easy payments. And
Mm,
now it has the little box where you can scan it using your camera from the iPhone.
yeah.
So you don't have to go to the cash register no more. You can just do it on your phone and it picks up that way as well.
Oh, they can buy the thing on item on the phone.
Yes,
Oh, and just walk up and scan your phone, and they just get their item.
correct.
They make it that easy for them.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Damn. It's a man. They're making so much money. Oh my
Yep.
goodness. They're making so much. Imagine how much money they made during Christmas.
Oh man.
Can you imagine how much money they made over Christmas time? Everybody making 4 easy payments, and all of them, about 90% of them, are going to be late on those payments, and then that's when the interest is going to kick in.
Mm-hmm.
Woo.
I mean that like you making payments on clothes that's on clearance for $10.
For and
That's
making payments on it.
that's where we might be in a depression. Forget a recession.
You know, I figure like this. Okay, if you really think about it, okay, they only got a limit. Those companies got a limited time before they actually can make those payments. People, the debt slaves won't even be able to make those payments no more, right? So
Right.
it's going to come to a stop. So
Mm-hmm.
something has to, in my opinion, something has to happen drastically here for it to keep going, because they're the buy now pay later places are taking advantage of this recession. They're taking advantage of it, but that's just a
Mm-hmm.
limited time. So what's going to happen after that?
They go. I think they might just close up shop because, like you said, once them student loan payments kick back up, and tax season coming. Well, no, actually, tax season started. So that's another thing too, because everybody getting ready to file claim their kids on their taxes.
Right. So they're going to be in business for a while because they're going to have that tax money to make those payments. But I'm saying pretty soon they're going to run out of money to make those payments. They're going to stop making those payments.
Probably
Then
when
what?
about they might just close up shop. I'm thinking,
Well,
man, about
I know the buy now, pay later place. They're going to end up closing up shop eventually because they're not going to be able to do that not too much longer. Just like the other ones that remember the physical loan places years ago.
yes, like cash to you loans. I
Yeah,
remember.
cash to you loans, payday loans, some loan
Mm-hmm.
places. Few of them still exist, right?
Yes.
But the majority of them closed down. I remember those places used to be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
This
And it
this
was
is the same thing, but just virtually, right? So
right.
it's going to come to a stop.
Yes, it is. It has to.
Hmm.
And also, at my job, they got the Even app, and it's like my managers, like the managers at my job, they use this like the app that you can like pay yourself a week in advance, like half of your
Oh my
check.
God. Wow. A few people at your job have that?
No, the job itself offers that free to us.
What?
Walmart distribution. Mm-hmm.
They offer an advance on your check?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Half 50, like it's like 50% off. 50% advance on your check that goes onto the chime account. Like those like cash apps and stuff, like your check can be loaded on there, and then the other half will be like direct deposit to you next week.
Mm, mm,
Yeah,
mm.
they got this going.
Now
Walmart.
listen, think about this. Think about this. Let's talk about Walmart, right?
Right.
Walmart now got buy now, pay now places or businesses
Mm-hmm.
in there.
Right.
They got rid of the checkers. They got people checking their own shit now.
Mm-hmm.
They don't let anybody work full time,
Nope.
right? They're
Right.
they're making a killing.
Yes, they are.
And what you just said, now they offer advances on people's checks. They're killing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. And they pay people nothing there.
Exactly.
Ooh, man. Hey man, but on the positive side of it, congratulations to Walmart.
Yep. I
Congratulations.
Yep, because like when I see it all, because I work there like at the warehouse, and they just I asked them because I'm about to max out my 401k,
Okay.
and when I was talking to the HR lady about my 401k and stuff, and I was like, is there any other incentives or bonuses here like that? She was like, no, what you put into the job is all you get. I was like, wow.
Mm,
They just let you know like you don't get much of anything no more.
wow. See,
It's just
we just do it for the tax purposes. You know what? Just do it
yeah.
for the taxes, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
debt slaves can't take advantage of the tax portion in it because they have no money to put in it.
Correct.
So you have the option to do it. So whatever you put in, you are really for real getting the tax benefit. They don't.
Yep.
They just think they are. They think they're investing. They think they're getting tax benefit. They believe all that too. It's just, man, this is why I respect it so much. It's bananas.
Yep. Just like with the stock option that they have there. Also, that's another thing with the stock option. Like
Yeah.
you can make payments to buy stocks.
What? For the
Mm,
company you work for?
yep.
Oh my God. Oh. And
They,
you know, when I think about this is so funny now. When I think about having a job and it's like, hey, you can get some stocks here if we can get it you'll get it off less than market price. And then as an employee, you're like, oh, cool. I get it cheaper than you ain't getting nothing.
you sure ain't.
You ain't getting nothing. You just letting them keep the money that you worked for. God, dog, that's some bread.
Yep. Just like that's how it was when I was at Amazon. Like they did the employee stock program where you could buy like you could I know, right?
Just to listen to the way it sounds, employee stock program. Oh, God damn. Right in your face. But go ahead. I'm
hmm
sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, you're good. No, you're right. It was like when I was there, it's like you can make payments to buy a full stock. The full stock was $3,000, where you can make payments of $20 every 2 weeks to get. I'm like, ooh.
For the $3,000 thing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh my, are you serious?
I'm very serious. They do that.
You know how
Heavy.
you know how much interest they're gonna be making off that money from $20 payments?
Mm. I, I said the same thing.
Imagine how much they can invest when they got their employees, the majority of their employees giving them $20 every. Oh my God, that is some bread. That is
Yeah.
congratulations. Hey
Yep.
man, when you open a business, you better be taking notes.
Oh, I am taking notes. I'm like,
Oh yeah,
better get you some, like you said.
go better. You ever if your desire is to be as big as Walmart and Amazon, you better be taking notes.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I just couldn't believe it. Like it's like an app that everybody that almost everyone at the job uses it to get paid in advance. I'm like, y'all really doing this?
Really doing it.
Oh, and I got a buddy who does like, because what I found out is that he has a 1099, but he one time delivered packages 24 hours straight. But he
What?
delivered from where I live all the way down to Williamsburg, all the way up to Charlottesville. Like he was just like delivering packages. But it's
I told
here.
you. It's
It's
coming.
here.
It's
Yeah.
here. It's already. Look, I went into Dollar General. They got self-checkouts in Dollar General.
Yeah, I
I'm
seen
like,
them.
what? You got a self-checkout, and the recession is here. If they're putting self-checkouts in Dollar General, the recession is here.
Yes, it is.
I was like, a self-checkout. I ring the bell every time. Ding! I'm not self-checking myself out of Dollar General.
Yeah.
I'm like Omanike. When I go to Walmart, they got the advantage because they close, right? But when I walk in there and I'm waiting and listen, when I'm waiting in line to check myself out, that's a problem for me. But I can't do nothing about it, but not shop there. But I have to go there.
Oh
I don't
man,
have to, but
I know. Oh man, Sam's Club, the self checkout is above your head.
what?
Yep. When you go do Sam's Club now, it's like it's a projector it's like above you, and you walk past it, and it like you go on your phone, and you got take pictures of the item that you're buying, and your iPhone camera, like copies the barcode, load it up onto the cart online, and then the projector from above looks down at your phone, and you pay it like that. So now they got it's like a blue light that's on the floor. It's like a projector light, and you walk through it and just you pay your groceries like that now.
It sounds like it's almost like Amazon store, that fresh store or whatever. Because they got a store that's fully automated like that. No checkers. Everything is done by your phone or some shit like that.
Yeah, but the difference is Amazon is like you still had to like put your phone up towards like some type of restaurant. Now that Sam's Club, it's just like above you.
That's man. And so great. This is what I noticed the big stores doing too. This is what I noticed they do. When they like some stores still have checkouts, but they're trying to push more people to check out their own stuff. They will put the oldest person in the checkout stand.
Yeah, they sure do.
I'm like, I know you guys are doing that on purpose because I always see the older people in the checkout stand. I'm like, oh, boy. So what I want, they're like, so it's almost like Walmart. It's almost like Walmart saying to me, so what do you want to do? Check out yourself, which is going to be faster, or you're going to wait on the retiree to scan all this stuff.
You got to lick your own.
You're going to go check yourself out. That's what you're going to do.
And then you got to lick your fingers just so you can, open the bags.
Open that damn bag. I know. God damn, that's the hardest thing to open. I'm like, you guys make this shit hard. But you got a choice. You got no choice. What you going to do? Not shop at Walmart? You know what you going to do?
You ain't eat food line down the street, but they got self-checkout too.
Man, all the stores are slowly converting. They're slowly converting out. So that means bye-bye checkers. Man.
It's getting wild out here. Like,
it's here. I'm trying to think, let's think this out. Okay. If they're making less jobs in the big company, because you got to remember, the majority of people, this is why I say there's going to be 24-hour delivery, because this is the problem right now. There's so many 1099 delivery jobs that people can work on their own time. They don't want to be trapped in a building no more. They just want to be able to drive around and enjoy whatever they do to deliver stuff, right? Nobody telling them what to do. But it's a more of a freedom, but it's an illusion of freedom for them, right? They don't really know. So that means if everybody's doing these delivery jobs, that's naturally going to turn into 24-hour delivery.
Yeah. So
if you're trying to get into business, you got to realize that ahead of time. Oh, maybe I should create a business based around, what's going to be needed for 24-hour delivery. People delivering shit at night. Are they going to need escorts? some kind of protection. You know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't be the one. You know who's going to be delivering stuff late at night? People deep in debt.
Yep. Because they're gonna be Walmart they delivered on Thanksgiving Day.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
They do deliveries on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Eve.
You know, so crazy. When I was a debt slave, man, I remember they used to say, "Hey, man, if you work on Christmas, we'll pay you double time and a half." I was like, "Woo, yeah, double time and a half." I didn't realize, yeah, you go work while we go spend time with our family. You know?
Yep. That's exactly
Oh
how.
man.
That's exactly how I'd be at work. I'd be thinking about this. I'd just be looking at the whole warehouse. I'd be like, here I am making somebody else's dream come true instead of my own.
Yep.
It'd
You
be
won't
like,
be able to stop that.
nope.
That's in
But
your brain now. I don't care where you work. That's going to be in your brain. You're going to be thinking, okay, I need what is it going to take for me to own all the time of my life.
Yep. I mean, congratulations, Walmart.
Yeah, congratulations, Walmart, Target, all those guys, man. They know. You see Target scrambling. They trying to put groceries and shit in their store. They trying to do all that real fast.
And you see what Elon Musk did with that. He getting his new cell phone ready.
Yes, that's coming soon.
And then what he did with Twitter, and I gotta keep telling people, $8. Like, you pay $8 to be like, some type of check mark on Twitter, but you gotta think about it. $8 times what, 1 million people?
Right.
Over the course of 2 years, he made his money back.
And you know what's so crazy? If you can buy it, the blue check mark don't mean nothing.
It sure don't.
And people are still buying it.
Mm-hmm.
That is bananas, man. I like the way Elon came in and said, hey, I'm the most important person here. Took away all the blue check. Now anybody could buy one. So they ain't worth nothing. So imagine the people that actually paid a lot of money for that blue check mark. The blue check mark, their blue check mark went from a lot of money to $8.
Yep.
And that's a month, right? That's a monthly fee.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God, that is so much money. Oh my God.
1 million times 12 months a year. Oh, woo.
For a blue check mark, which means absolutely nothing except in Twitter.
Just like you got even with the OnlyFans accounts, they trying to get into that now.
What?
OnlyFans, like the girls they be posting up like
yeah. Were they trying to get into what? Blue check marks or something?
Because they be trying to advertise their OnlyFans accounts on Twitter.
Gotcha.
And now they be paying Elon Musk that $8.
Wow, $8 a month for a blue check mark that only means something inside of the Twitter world. That's the only place it means something, and they're paying $8 a month for it. God, congratulations, Elon. Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
Hey, get to Mars and beyond. Congratulations.
Now I see what Kanye meant.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kanye's another smart one, man. He's about to make bread for them shoes. Them shoes are ugly, too. And he about to make so much money. Those things are so ugly.
I can see you getting a pair of those.
Oh, I would never wear those shoes. Those shoes, no. But it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter how I feel about them. They're paying. People are financing. Debt slaves are financing those shoes.
They
ain't paying cash for those shoes. They're financing them
on credit.
On some foam shoes, man. That is. But congratulations, yay! Congratulations.
Yes, indeed. Man, this is getting crazy. But I was listening to you on my way home from work, and I was like, man, the recession is here, like you said. Yeah, this is getting scary.
Well, for them.
Well, for them, yeah.
I mean, it affects everybody. I mean, don't get me wrong. I pay attention to it. It's like, for me, it's like, okay, you guys are on the pay right now. You got to remember what's really happening. The buy now, pay later places are floating the economy right now. They're keeping it afloat. what happens when they can't keep it afloat no more? That's what are they going to bring in to keep that's going to replace that
Yeah,
floating device?
that's a good question, because when you think about places like Rent-A-Center, Aaron's, and like all these rent-to-own places, yeah, how are they gonna stay in business?
Right. Well, you got to remember the rent-to-own places. They've been doing this shit for years.
Yeah, but Walmart gonna get in on it.
True. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, so how are they going to survive now? Got
Yeah,
it.
how you gonna
Got it.
survive
Got it.
Walmart and Target? Like even
Oh, you're right. You're right. The Rent-A-Center ain't got a chance. I'm surprised they even survived this long, honestly.
barely. I don't hardly see nobody in Rent-A-Center no more.
Well, I still got one not too far from where I live, and I was looking out my kitchen window the other day. I saw a Rent-A-Center truck backed up to somebody's place back there, so they still doing business.
True, but because they do say you get a PlayStation 5 for like $20 a week. Not telling you that PlayStation 5 is $1,600.
And you got like this too. So the buy now, pay later places are keeping things afloat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that means they're going to stay afloat probably through the tax season because people are going to get their income tax check. So they're going to still be doing more of buy now, pay. So they're going to be paying the buy now, pay later places because they're going to still want to be able to buy shit on payments, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after that money, so I'm thinking like after their tax return money runs out and student loan payments are they'll be still a few months away. What happens when the money runs out for their tax return? Then what?
I don't know. I really don't know,
Right.
because like you said, tax money runs out within a month and a half. They
Right.
still gonna have to make payments.
Yeah, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm just curious. I mean, I'm assuming, and like I said, I'm assuming the feds are going to come in and say something. They're going, hey, we're going to do this, drop that, 0% this. I don't know, something.
Well,
Huh?
well now on Twitter, they the IRS investigating people who making $600 Veneno payments. Like you making all this cryptocurrency payments to buy crypto. The IRS is starting to investigate that too.
Right.
So Rambo later this year, then because a lot of senators was talking about it, and also my buddy told me he got a letter from the IRS saying, hey, you haven't filed your taxes in a while. You especially if you owe child support. It's
Right.
like you ain't been filing your taxes. What's going on here? Cause they can track all that stuff now too. Cause like you said, the employers are reporting their taxes. They're not.
Right. Correct. They're not. And you got to remember we're in a recession, so they're going to go after people not paying taxes. And I could imagine, like right now, you got to remember the majority of people that are doing delivery jobs, they came from W-2 jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And they already hated taxes. They're like, look at all that money coming out of my check. Every time I get, they just do that same complaint, right? So imagine those people crossing from W-2 to 1099, and now the taxes to be paid are up to them. They're not paying their taxes.
Yeah.
So imagine how many delivery people are out there delivering all this stuff and not paying taxes.
Yeah, because my manager, she gotta pay she gotta make payments on her federal taxes. I think she told me she owed over 12,000 in back taxes plus her student loans. And I was like, she was like, I don't let it stress me out, but I was like, darling, they send you a notice. I'm like, you just got promoted to a manager, so they gonna know that you making more money. So I just left it alone. I was like, they really, because she told me she got a letter from the IRS saying like, hey, what's going on here? You ain't been making your payments.
See, when you hear somebody behind on taxes, that's a red flag already.
Yes.
Because you got to say, how did you end up behind on taxes? Oh, I didn't know something. They always come up with something claiming ignorance. Like, you do know paying taxes in the United States is the law, right? Yeah. So you thought you could work or create a business and not pay taxes? This came up, that came up. Hey, that doesn't matter.
Sure don't.
None of that matters. You know, imagine this: somebody's haven't been paying their taxes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then the IRS comes over to you, knocks on the door. Hey, they walk up to a brand new house with brand new cars in the driveway, and they talking about they didn't know they were supposed to pay taxes. Shit don't even make any sense.
Nope. When they put that lien on you, you're gonna learn then. Cause that's what happened to my grandmother. My mother, before she passed, when I said this before, when she was working for those 1099 companies, and she put the checks in my grandmother's name, and it made it look like my grandmother was making all this money,
Mm-hmm.
and she was paying a mortgage. That when tax season came around, they put a lien on my grandmother. They was like, wait a minute, we see here you had an extra $25,000. Where did this money come from? They sure
Mm-hmm.
did, and she had to
Yes.
go. They will file a lien on you. They put a lien on her house. I'll never forget it.
You know, what's so funny though, if you really think about it, a lien on a mortgaged house.
Yeah, I know they do
That shit is funny.
man.
That is
Man, you
funny. We're gonna put a lien on your house. What? On my mortgage house? Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Whatever.
They would
But
put
you know, that scares debt slaves. Oh my God! Don't put a lien. They gotta do what they gotta do to get that money out of those with debt slaves because they won't pay, man. They have to participate. They have to. You got to
hmm
make them.
put a lien on your car. They'll put a lien on your bank account. I seen this happen. They will put liens on. They'll put a lien on your boat.
See, what debt slaves don't know, when you own all that in cash, like you own your house in cash, you own all your cars in cash, you're not in tax trouble.
You sure not?
Because you wouldn't be if you wouldn't be able to you wouldn't own all that stuff if you were in tax trouble. Okay.
Exactly.
Exactly. You wouldn't own that stuff.
Cause
People that own their houses and cars and property outright, they're not in tax trouble. That's why they own it.
yep. Put a lien. I remember a dude told me like, man, they put a lien on my boat. I was like, why? I ain't been paying my taxes. Like, oh, okay. They would
Wow.
put liens on motorcycles, fishing licenses. I seen this happen. They would block you hard.
Well, they have to, man. It's
I
important.
know,
You know,
I know, I know, I
yeah.
know. It's just
No,
funny when they
I'm
say
not
it.
saying it to you. I'm just saying like the debt slaves that may be listening.
No, it's just funny when they say it.
Right. We're gonna put a lien on you making payments on that motorcycle? Yeah, they're gonna put a lien on it. Oh, okay. That's funny. Put a lien on a financed item. That's funny.
Yeah, it's just amazing, man. But like you said, the recession is here. And
Recession's
before
here, man.
I'm gonna let you go and let you go.
All right, sir.
You have a good one. And remember, business, you better get some.
Yeah, better get you some.
Yes, sir. Have a good one.
All right, man. You too.
All right.
It's crazy how it works, man. I love it though. When I go in the store, I look to see if the checkout lines are crowded. Yep. If they are, I leave and I come back when the debt slaves are at work. You know what? I'm alien, just alien. You know what? I gotta make conscious. I gotta do that consciously. If I want to go to like when I go to Walmart, I gotta make sure I go when they're at work. But this is the problem. I'm just an alien. You got to remember now, more debt slaves are now have 1099 jobs. So it's very hard to, before when these 1099 jobs wasn't here, it was easy to navigate that. We knew what time they were at work, what time was lunchtime. That was easy. But now that they can just do work with deliver stuff when they want to, it's kind of getting hard to figure out that the sweet spot now. Five below out here in Ohio. Can you imagine how many delivery services are being utilized in cold weather? Can you imagine that? Hey, they're gonna get their stuff delivered. Let you risk the driving and the crashing in the snow. Guess who's gonna be doing deliveries in a snowstorm? Debt slaves. You guys are gonna be doing that. When the weather get bad, they're gonna offer you guys a few more dollars, and guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna take it, and then you're gonna get out there and drive in horrible weather just to go get somebody's groceries or somebody's McDonald's so you can make a few bucks. That's, you know what's making you do that? Student loan debt. That's what's making you do that. Car payments, credit card payments, back behind on your taxes, all that stuff. That's making you do all that. 24-hour delivery is almost here, people. Like Uber Eats, etc. I see that here there are multiple companies now doing that delivery stuff. COVID mandates have also boosted that. Wow. Yeah, that's big time over here, Flo. Big time. It's going to be everywhere. So same thing with the buy now, pay later. They're over in Germany too. They're worldwide. Put it this way. The buy now, pay later businesses will thrive in all countries who are capitalists. They will thrive there because all of you guys are debt slaves. In order for a capitalist economy to work, the majority must be in debt. And there must be a minority of the people that do know there's a positive side, there's the psychological piece in capitalism. There are a few that understand that. Delivering babies at the hospital. They'll be doing all that. The people in debt are the ones delivering of Amazon, and that sure is taking that chance at night. Like, the daylight savings time, it gets dark early. Guess who's doing deliveries? Debt slaves are doing that, delivering at night, delivering packages in a recession. People with no money. You delivering stuff? No, I'm not doing that. No, not doing any of that. No, thank you. You got to keep your head on. You got to keep your head on a swivel, man. You got to lock your doors, and every time you step out, go to package, you got to look around. And oh man, nah, man, that's too much energy. You know how much energy it would have to take. Say like you worked like a delivery job for 8 hours, right? You know how much energy it takes you have to keep your awareness around you for 8 hours on. Like when you go home into your own environment, you close the door and lock it, you get to sit down on your couch or lay in your bed and just turn it off because you know there's nobody around you that's going to mess with you or hurt you or whatever, right? So you can just turn that sense off, right? But when you delivering stuff at night in the dark, that has to be on all the time. 8 hours. Where you're looking, stepping out, when you walk out of the building, anybody standing around, whatever. Nah, man, I'm good with that. Delivery and curbside are for unsafe environments. I don't care for Christmas. Me neither. I'll make more money to invest and play. Yep. Got a purpose. It's different when you have a purpose. I am so done with these holidays, right? They're just, you know what? I'm with a woman that Christmas is important to her. So, I have to compromise. I don't try not to ruin it for her because I'm not into it, stuff like that. So I have to compromise. I wonder if Twitter is just going to be the first of many with that. I don't even go on Twitter. Twitter's too noisy. I try to go to TikTok. TikTok's too noisy. It's all about just sex and shaking booty and just like, okay, all right, I'm out of here. There's not nothing for me here. I don't know if Twitter's like that, but I know TikTok is. My boss asked me to work on the holiday. I told him I'm not. I'm just an alien. It's hardcore, man. God damn. Boss asked me to work on a holiday. I told him I'm not a debt slave and started to walk away. He asked me, what do I mean? Oh, man. I know. He's like, what are you talking about? You're speaking another. I want people to understand. You speak in another language. Debt slaves don't know that they're debt slaves. It doesn't matter if you guys hear me talking on a mic right now. They can't hear me. You guys think I'm joking when I say that. You know why they can't hear me? It's against the laws. It's against the laws of mathematics for them too. You can walk up to a debt slave and say, hey, your credit report is really an owner's ledger. They would look at you like, what are you talking about, weirdo? Are you crazy? Something's wrong with you. Credit's everything. You can't get nothing without credit. You can't buy a house. You can't buy a car. You can't buy clothes. You can't buy real estate. You can't. They just start running the program and blabbing to you. You probably have to slap them across the face to shut them up. You want to say, shut up, running the program. That's a program. You can't buy nothing with no money. You're paying interest, I know, on that $20 a week. That is bananas. They're making a killing. Listen, these fools are making interest on $160, $50 payments to buy somebody buying something somewhere. Crypto will be up again. Problem solved. Problem solved. Wow. That's right. This is the time to up crypto because you guys are dreaming right now. So I say like this: jump up crypto just before tax payments go out. Oh, don't say that. Low down, dirty PCA. Look at him. Look at him. See? That's why I don't hang around. That's why you had no friends, Andre. That's your problem. Everything is connected, Flo. Everything. It doesn't. The only difference between me and you, Flo, you speak German, I don't. That's it. The economy, math is the same. It doesn't matter if you say 1 + 1 in German equals 2. It still equals 2. More stimulus, yeah. I don't know. Those kind of talks are way above my grade level. You talking about stopping the world? Yeah, I'm nowhere near there. No, I'm not even. Listen, I'm not even gonna try to guess because listen, if you're a person like that, not even talking about you, Flo. I'm just saying in general. If you're making car payments, if you're begging for student loan forgiveness, don't worry about if another epidemic's coming back. Okay, don't even worry about that. It's none of your business. That's none of your business. None of your business. Yes, they do. Taxes help build wealth. He said in Germany, they remove the taxes from your paycheck, just like here, before it gets to your account. This just like us. And then you have 19% VAT on everything you buy as well, just like here. It's capitalist. Sounds like capitalist to me. You got to remember, if the government didn't take their money before the debt slaves got their checks, they wouldn't get their money. See, that's why this is what you guys don't really understand. That's why these 1099 jobs are kind of like a problem. Because now they got to figure out a way how they're going to get that money before you guys get it and spend it on all these afterpay. Because right now, this is what you're doing. I'm sure this is pissing the IRS off. Right now, you guys are spending your money on afterpay. You're spending it on afterpay, all these afterpay programs, getting your check before you get it in advance. They're getting all the money. They're getting all the money, and it's not supposed to go to them. It's supposed to go to the IRS first. Everything's new. Everything, that's why they advanced it like 10 years. This is what I suggest you guys do, okay? If this is you that has switched from a W-2 job to a 1099 job and you haven't been paying taxes, this is what I strongly suggest you do. Go to the IRS first. Go to them first, okay? Don't let them waste resources on finding you, all right? So you go to get a lawyer, get a debt-free lawyer. The tax lawyer, tax professional must be personally debt-free. You go to them and you pay them whatever their fee is because it's worth it. I promise you, it'll be worth it, okay? You go to them and tell them exactly what it is. Hey, I've been working for food delivery places for like 4 or 5 years, and I have not paid any taxes, none, zero. You're going to have to get all your records of everywhere you worked and bring it to the lawyer. I'm going to just give you an advance once you find this needle in the haystack, because it's going to be very hard to find this personally debt-free lawyer, right? This is why I strongly collect all the places that you work, get all your documents that you need and receipts and blah, blah, blah. Just all your paycheck stubs and stuff like that Don't worry about knocking shit off and saving money here. Just don't worry about that right now. Get all your work and stuff and take it to the lawyer. Pay him to get your shit right. You want it done, and listen, you want it done right out the gate, not done sloppily, because it's almost like an insult. You ain't paid in 5 years and then you submit some sloppy ass IRS paperwork. That's like an insult. Get a person that knows what they're doing professionally. They're licensed in their state. They got all the licensing and this, whatever needed is the federal and state requirement. Everything's up to date, everything. And then you get it done. And never do that again, ever. And you need to file them to get something back. Yeah, that's when I was a debt slave, I used to always wonder, I was telling myself, if you guys already know, if my paychecks are, if you take out the taxes of my paycheck, right, before I get it, and my employer files, why do I have to file taxes? I don't get it. You guys know everything. What am I saying to you that you don't already know? That shit never made no sense to me. You know what I got? That's just how it's done. Shut up. Okay, cool. That's enough. All right. Word to your mother. What's up, Nick? I'm just alien says psychological capitalism exists in Germany as well, which means there are aliens and debt slaves in Germany just like us, of course. Aliens, hey, listen, aliens are everywhere. We're everywhere. There's some people. When I say aliens, I'm talking about the people that understand the psychological piece in capitalism. Okay, you're an alien once you know that. Believe that you're an alien. Well, anyway, we live everywhere. Some will listen. You guys think I'm joking? Some will let you see them in public. I just won't do that. We call that taking down your mask in public. Like if I went out in the streets and said, "Hey, you can't buy a house with a mortgage," that's called taking down my mask in public. They'll be like, everybody would stop and say, "What are you talking? What did you just say? Can you lock his crazy ass up? What are you talking? He said you can't buy a house with a mortgage. You're crazy. Get out of here. You can't listen." Said like I was in the middle of Times Square with a bullhorn, and I said, "Hey, you can't own the equity in a mortgaged house." Everybody would stop. It'd be like, "What? What do you mean you can't own no equity in a mortgage house? What? You're crazy. Get out of here." I'm an alien. Right, exactly. A lien on a mortgage house? What? That's so funny. When I said that out loud, "Hey, we're gonna put a lien on your mortgage house." Oh, okay. Well, in the meantime, I guess I'll just keep on making my payments. Oh man, that's some funny shit right there. Not paying your taxes mean you don't understand. That's exactly it means you don't understand. The lien follows the property of the item. It will have to be paid by someone. Bank has insurance to cover. You better believe that. Put a lien on something they don't even own. The debt slaves, you guys don't even. That's so bad. That's so the way. Listen, the way you do it to yourself. You guys, some of you guys probably can't. You guys probably can't sleep at night. Oh my God, I got a lien on my house. Hey, you got a mortgage. Oh man, congratulations, banks. Hey, congratulations. Delivery Hero bought these businesses all. Delivery Hero bought those businesses all up, and they paid restaurants who weren't allowed to have guests to get online, and they did delivery for them. Okay. Now most just order, even though a lot of people here do delivery. It's surprising how many people do delivery. I mean, you pay overpriced. Listen, fast food is already unhealthy and expensive. Imagine how much people pay for overpriced fast food. Wouldn't that be amazing? I ain't gonna lie. Hey, Gabriel, I would love that. I ain't gonna lie, I would love it. With this knowledge, knowing that capitalism is psychological, I'll be like, hey, can I play too? Can I play? I understand the rules. Can I play? Where you want to put me? Put me in, coach. Who you want me to find? Who you want me to find? Which debt slave? I'm telling you, debt slaves, listen. You can't see me unless I want you to see me. Now, I know you're thinking, oh, this fool think he's invisible. No, I'm not talking about physically invisible, just psychologically invisible. I could be in my perspective and yours. That's the difference. You don't know that there's different perspectives, but because you're stuck in yours. I could be in yours and mine because I was in yours first. Now I'm in mine, but I know yours still exists because it has to exist. LJ, most don't have a tax liability. They haven't made over 12,000. God damn. I forgot about that part too. Let's see. The majority of you, some of you guys don't make 12,000. The majority of you guys don't make over six figures. But that's a lot. Listen, that's a lot of tax though. That's a lot of tax you guys ain't paying right now. That's a lot of tax. You guys, what's up, Nicer? What's going on? You got to use a magnet. Yeah, you got to use this magnet. SMD is the magnet. A lot of people don't file. You're right. Don't even file. They just say, hey, fuck it. I'm not even going to file. Okay. Put it this way. Say like you're a person and you don't even file your taxes. You're just like, screw it. I'm just not going to file, right? Now, there's a piece of energy in you that is being wasted with the thought of getting that letter in the mail at any moment. Right? You even though you're just like, oh, I've been getting away with it for years, but in the back of your mind, you're still weary about one day being, hey, contacted by the IRS. That's some energy. That's wasted energy, believe it or not. Most of you guys are like scared of your mailbox because of bills, debt. Same thing goes for business. I don't want you guys, I know you guys be thinking it's just personal. People that own businesses are still the same as you. They just own more. They just in debt deeper than you. The majority of people that have businesses, they're in debt to the bank. They have mortgages and then they have business loans. They're not as successful as you may believe. They're in debt. All you got to do is this, okay? Just go up to somebody that you think is successful and just say, hey, man, do you got student loan debt? If they say yes, everything that you're seeing is an illusion. It's psychological. They own nothing. Because that would mean the student loan debt is older than everything you see. If it's older than everything you see, that means they have to be making payments on everything you see. That's how it works. And if they're making payments on everything they see, they own nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. Anything they're talking about investing in their cars and equity in a house and the value of their home, the appreciation. Once you hear student loan debt, remember, they own nothing. That's a program they're running. Hey, I have several rental properties. Do you have loans on them? Yeah, then they don't own nothing. Did you know, mathematically speaking, say like you got two rental properties, but they have mortgages on both of them. Mathematically, you cannot profit until the bank gets back their money first. You cannot profit until the loans are paid back. But if you believe you are, that's a belief. That's a psychological problem. You think you don't have the money to buy the rental properties. You go borrow the money from the bank, but you think you're going to profit before the bank who had the money to buy them. That's a psychological problem. If I work for the IRS, debt slaves will be in serious trouble. Serious trouble. Serious trouble. You guys don't even get it. You can't see people like us. You don't know what to look for. What are you looking for? I could tell you to your face what I would be doing, and you still wouldn't understand it, even if I told you. How are you going to catch me? I'm going to go look at your personal credit report. You'd be like, why are you looking there? What's going to be there? It's going to tell me how you've been treating the business of yourself. Do you owe back taxes to the IRS personally? Yeah, that's where I'm starting. Oh, I am talking about Germany. If you are an employee, you do not have to file. Okay, as long as you never did it before. Okay, but you should, because put it this way. So like this, by what you're describing is capitalism. Okay, so what you're describing. So I'm assuming Germany is capitalist, right? And that's an assumption because I don't know anything outside my own, but it sounds, what you're describing, it sounds like it is, right? If I was to go to Germany and say like I want to open a business in Germany, if I was legally allowed to, which I'm not sure, but I'm just saying, say it like I was. And I decided I was going to open a company in Germany. The first thing I'm going to do is hire all the people, the tax people, the people that set up the businesses there, that somebody that knows all the laws and how it works. And they're all going to be personally debt free. Every single person in those key areas in Germany are going to be personally debt free. So when I go there, I don't really have to explain anything. I really don't have to know the language. Everybody will know that there's a psychological piece in capitalism. All of those guys will know, and then they will do everything right for me to be set up in Germany properly, right out the gate. Everything's filed right. Everything's where it's supposed to go, and this and that. Everything will be done right out the gate. That is the reason for the 80,000 new IRS agent. Oh yeah, they will start by targeting income over 400,000. Gotcha. You guys really don't understand what this recession is doing, man. You guys are doing buy now, pay now places, buy now, pay later places, and you're not paying your taxes. That means you're giving your money to the wrong people. That's a problem. That is a problem. Like a lot of you guys, I guarantee you, many of you guys will not be seeing your income tax return. You won't be seeing it. That's why the majority of you guys don't even file, because you won't get it. So you just say to yourself, screw it, I'm not going to file. That's all part of the program. I hope you guys understand that. If you're working and working and working and working and you're not paying your taxes, guess what you're selling? You're selling yourself. You're selling your. I hope you understand that you're selling yourself. Because here's another example. Just besides one day getting caught, okay, let's just say that. Say like, besides that, say like you've been doing delivery jobs for all this time and you haven't been paying taxes, but you've been stacking your bread. So like you've been stacking your money. So like you've been doing all these, but you haven't been wasting it. You've been stacking the money. Now you're ready to go open your own business. You even saved up the money to put money down on it to open it up or start it, whatever you need to do. And then you need something, a loan for the rest. You have to tell them where you got that money from. You got to show probably a few years of back taxes, filings. You got to do all that. You're not going to have it. Then what are you going to do then? Oh man, hey, hey man, can I put this business in your name and all this other stuff? When I come across a person that owns a business and then they say, hey, well, they don't own it. Not saying that the business is in their personal name, but saying they don't own the business. That's a red flag. Why are you going to put some money in something that you're not going to own? Most Americans that get a tax refund check never ask why they get a refund exactly. They assume it's free money and turn the refund into debt. It's sad too, man. When tax refund time comes around, like like when you put it this way, when you get out of debt, commercials will start to irritate you. Okay. And when I was first getting out of debt, I didn't understand why that was happening to me, because I used to watch TV a lot when I was a debt slave, because that's pretty much all you do. Work, come home from workout, sit down, couch, watch TV, right? But as I was getting out of debt, and I noticed that TV commercials were starting to bother me. On the flip side, I understand why they were bothering me, because I know TV commercials are not talking to me, because the things they tell you to buy and sell, none of it makes any mathematical sense. None of it, right? But it's about advertising. So here down where I live in South Carolina, there's a big insurance guy. Hey, call all nines, nines. It's about, like, if you get in a car accident, you go see him. But he bombards you just with these commercials. But if you watch his commercials properly, you will see who his target audience is. You could tell, but just if you pay attention to his commercials, you will see who his target audience is. I know it's not me because of his commercials. I forgot his name. Call all nines, 843 all nines or something like that. But he just bombards you with these commercials. Well, anyway, you could tell the majority of commercials are pointed for debt slaves, right? But you can tell by a company's commercial who their target audience is, whether it be age, if you're rich or you're poor, or if you're in financial trouble, if you're not, it's really pretty obvious. The fact that I had to think about what you said now explains that I don't understand. You mean the debt people isn't taxed as income, but should after the fact. Do I get what he said? Let's see. You mean debt make tax income? No, when you have a job here in the US, they take the money out of your check before they get it, right? When you get paid, the tax money is already taken out. Now with the delivery jobs, it's under a different type of tax code, so they have to be responsible for their own taxes. So they're responsible for reporting their income and paying X amount of taxes on that income, right? But when a lot of people that have come from a W-2 job, they don't really understand what that means, because the majority of them when they have regular jobs, they're really already deep in debt already. And so when they come out and don't have to pay taxes, it feels like to them that they got a lot of extra money, and then they start adjusting their life based on income that is not taxed. And then they adjust their life. They'll go out and finance a car, get a couple credit cards, live in a better place, and all because they're not paying taxes. They started getting adjusted to that. What they don't really understand is that they're burying themselves and really selling themselves to the system because they're not paying taxes, because it's required by the law to do that here. The dead people, I know. Yeah, Flo, we call them debt slaves. The dead people, yeah, it does sound like something on The Walking Dead. The dead people. That is funny, though. I ain't gonna lie. The dead people. No, we call them debt slaves. They don't like that either. They don't like to be called debt slaves either, but that's what they are. It doesn't really matter how they feel about it. I was a debt slave. I was a six-figure earning college-educated debt slave, VMware engineer. Sure was. Making $160 a year. That's gross. Okay, I don't want you guys getting sprung off that. That's gross. That means before taxes are taken out. Okay. All right, that's gross. Debt slaves are number one. Yes, you guys are. Nothing would exist without you. Life wouldn't be as beautiful without you. I ain't gonna lie, man. I just stress-free, sunny, looking at birds and trees. Like, you guys, man, it's beautiful. No stress, plenty of sleep. That's the best part about being debt-free, man. I get plenty of sleep. Oh, I love it. Sleep, sleep, sleep. It's beautiful, man. You guys don't, when you're a debt slave, you guys really don't understand how important sleep is. It's so obvious too. It's like, hey, wait a minute. How does my brain repair itself? I got to be asleep. That means I can't be doing nothing. This is what I suggest you do. Do like this. So you can, so as a debt slave, I'm gonna give you one way you could actually get an idea of what it would be like to have some good, to get a good night's sleep. Power off your phone at bedtime. Power it off. I want you to see yourself powering off. So once you power it off, you'll be looking at it. So your mind will tell your brain, it'll tell your brain, he powered off his phone. There will be no sounds coming out of this phone when I'm asleep. Because when you're asleep, a ding or a vibrate, you can almost, like when you're asleep, you can almost hear the vibration of your phone and know it's your phone. Even if you're in a deep sleep having a dream, you hear that vibration, you'll know it's your phone, and you'll know that that vibration didn't come from your dream. You'll know it came from your phone wherever you set it, and you'll know that while you're dreaming. So the same goes, if you turn that phone off, that connection won't be there because you'll know it's off. You'll sleep so good. Watch it, get a little taste of how well you're going to sleep. Just get a little taste, and then you're going to want more. Maybe to study an IRS auditor, I want to go after crypto PPP loan fraudsters. Yeah, I guess, sometimes I wonder, how do you, and sometimes I'd be thinking like this. Say, like, I went to the IRS and I said, hey, I know there's a psychological piece in capitalism. I wonder if anybody, maybe not on the main floor, they would know what I was saying. But I feel like somebody would say, can we talk to you? Who told you that? Who taught you about that? I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I'm here to play. I know where I live. Listen, once you understand how it works, I know where I live. I live in the United States of America. It's capitalist here. You got to pay your taxes. This is how it works. These are the laws. Okay, cool, whatever. Leave the phone in another room if you don't need the alarm. Yeah, if you don't need the alarm. That's true, right? You could I guess you could do it in a multitude of ways. You could, if you don't want to power off your phone, you could put it in airplane mode, right? Put your phone in airplane mode. If you use your alarm, so like, because that's what I do. I use my alarm on my phone. Put your phone in airplane mode. That way, nothing's going to be coming through, right? That's still the same register, right? And see how you sleep that night. See how you sleep that night. I guarantee you it's going to be a different kind of sleep. That's how I sleep every day, but combined with no debt, no stress, what else? Just nothing. No problems, no thinking about stuff, thinking about, what's going to happen, especially like the made up stuff. Like your brain, if you let it, your brain will make up some stuff that doesn't even exist. The what ifs. Hey, what if this happens and that's all made up. Sometimes that's hard to catch, to stop it. Sometimes that's hard to catch. If you don't watch it, your brain will run off and tell a whole story that doesn't even exist. Anyway, any questions? If not, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, that's cool. You in the air, Enigma? That is cool, man. That is cool. Thanks, Elon. If that's T-Mobile service, because I know T-Mobile tied into Elon's stuff. So that's amazing. Because sometimes I'll be on the phone. You know when they say put your phone in airplane mode, but if you have a phone service that runs through data, sometimes my phone will ring when I'm on the plane because I be on their wireless. I don't answer it, but sometimes my phone will ring when I'm on the plane. But I'm sure other people do. I'm sure they answer the phone. Dude, I don't know if you've ever done it. Does the video? I don't know if somebody did a video call. Is it clear? I don't know if it's clear or not. They probably somehow block those ports that might let video calls come through. They probably block those anyway, so they're probably not a big deal. But I've never actually talked to somebody on the plane. Anyway, any questions? Going down. I noticed Tesla stock is going down. Let's see. If we look at the bigger picture, you got to remember, buy now, pay later places. That means you guys got to look at the bigger picture. They're making millions, so they're keeping the economy afloat. So that means nobody has any money to finance those Teslas. Because even though you got to remember, you got to look at the big picture. Even though Tesla, they finance their own cars, but they know we're in a recession. If they keep financing cars, eventually they're not going to get those payments. And all of a sudden having a whole bunch of people stop making their Tesla payments would be very, very bad for Tesla, especially if they're financing their own cars. So they got to be careful too. Because think about it, man. If they're doing buy now, pay later on a shirt or some shoes, there's not many people that got some money for Teslas. You're welcome, Flo. Thanks for stopping by all the way from Germany, man. Hey, listen. Hey, Flo, have you been able to share this channel with any other people in your country? Anybody else will listen to you? I always like to ask that. Who have you shared this with? How would you even explain SMD in German? Hey, there's this guy. Thank you so much for teaching. You will return on your next live chat and learn more. Okay, cool. Appreciate it, Queen. Thank you very much. I told my neighbor about SMD months ago. Yesterday, he told me he's financing a new car. Clearly, he hasn't checked out SMD. Of course. Put it this way. I'm just an alien. If you tell somebody, and this is for everybody, if you guys tell somebody about SMD and then they don't come back to you with no questions, that means they didn't go check out SMD. They didn't. Okay? Because if you actually go do it, you're not really going to understand it. So you're going to come back to the person that told you, say, what is this guy talking about? Man, I was listening to him. He's talking about debt slave, this and that. They're going to say that. I don't even know if my friends are in debt. Okay, I doubt it. Oh, that's good to say. Okay. I have some very diligent friends and I'm in diligent friends and I am embarrassed. I am not good with my finance. Oh, gotcha. I say it like this, Flo. Start getting unembarrassed and get on it. Okay? Don't be embarrassed. If they're actually not in debt and they're good with money, just take the embarrassment out and say, hey man, teach me what you guys are doing. Because I'm obviously doing it wrong. Tell me how to not do this. And if they're your friends, because that's a very touchy subject, right? Because you got to remember, once you put it this way, here in the US, people that learn SMD and then try to share this knowledge with their friends or their family, they lose their friends and family. right? So if your friends are good with money and you're not, they're not really going to say nothing to you until you come to them, because they probably don't want to lose you as a friend, because a lot of debt slaves here in the US get offended. If you tell a debt slave here, you're not really a homeowner if you have a mortgage, they will fight with you, they will argue with you, they will tell you that's not true, then they won't be your friends anymore, and all this. It's a really touchy subject, but you got to be, if you live this life, you got to be prepared to let a lot of people go. You got to be really ready, because they're debt slaves, and unless you want to hang around debt slaves for the rest of your life, you're not, though. I'm gonna just tell you right now, you're not going to be able to do that. And they're not gonna want to be around you anymore, because they want to hang around other people that believe that they can build wealth on finance properties. That's who they're gonna hang around with. In the IRS website, they have clean driver tax deduction. Clean driver tax. Oh, wow. Interesting. Huh. What's that mean? No drug offenses or something like that? No DUIs or shit like that? Hey, LJ and S&B family, I added a pay service to some of my, okay, I was talking to you about that. Some of my online sales, I got 3 folks financing less than $100 over Christmas, $100 over Christmas season. Hurts my heart, but just business, right? Over financing $100. I'm gonna say this before I go. We're in the recession now. It's happening now. Now you can either be on the positive side of the recession, because recessions are not bad for everybody. That's only bad for people on the negative side of the recession. Is a word, okay? Recession's a word. Recession is positive and negative. And I know, before I leave, let me say this. I know if you're a debt slave and you hear the word recession, it scares you. Okay, you think of people on the street, nowhere to eat, no heat. You're living in a cardboard box, and I know you believe everything the TV's showing you. But the word recession is positive and negative. So, and what determines if the word is positive or negative? It's determined by the person using the word recession. If you hear the word recession from a person making car payments, they're talking about the negative side of recession because they're in debt. If you hear a person using the word recession and they have student loan debt, they're talking about the negative side. If they have a mortgage and they're talking about recession, they're talking about the negative side of a recession. There's a positive side of the recession. There's a positive side too. Anytime you hear any word when they use a word inside of the economy, investing, recession, interest rates, compound interest, all of those are positive and negative. You got to always stop and say, who's using that word right now to me right now? Who's using that word? If you hear that word from a friend of yours and you know they're making car payments, that's the negative side of the recession. That's the information you're getting from the negative side. You don't want that information. All right, I'm gonna leave you with that. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Please don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. My Cash App is SavingsMinusDebt. Hit that like button. SavingsMinusDebt.com if you want a consultation. It says 99, but it's 200. Okay, just let you guys know it's 200. It's not 99. It's 200. All right. Just being lazy about changing it yet. I got to get on that. All right. You guys have a good night. Good night, Malika. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you. Gabriel, Jimmy, Andre, Queen. I'm just the alien. Always cracks me up every time. Enigma. All right, Flo, all the way from Germany, much appreciated, man. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Fresh for you finding me on the Fresh Show. Much appreciated. All right. Good night, Morpheus. All right. I feel like him. I feel like it. All right, until next time. Later.